Greetings, Warriors of Light. In this next video, then the character configuration settings series, we're going to go over display name settings. So this video is all about nameplates. Should be pretty simple actually, so let's get to it. As always, feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, since there will be more content just like this. So in character configuration, display name settings is just this person here with what looks like a health bar above their head. And while this looks very confusing, possibly with all the tabs, it's pretty simple, probably the simplest area in your whole settings menu. All this is you have full customization over all the different nameplates in the game. Your nameplate, other players' nameplates, party members' nameplates, objects, enemies, all that stuff. That's all this is. And you can customize how it's shown, when it's shown, and even the color. If you click on this little color circle right here, you could change the name of the nameplate. Like I have a red nameplate right here, which I don't want. But you can do that. You can do that with every nameplate. Now the display name presets up here, you see this in every single tab, almost every tab except for the last one. This just makes it easier for you to just choose like what you want to show on your screen very quickly. Like you can choose to show all, just show everything, or if you want to quickly just show nothing, you can just open this menu, go to hide, and you see no nameplates whatsoever. Getting into your own nameplate, again, you can change the color of it to whatever you want. And you have these different settings here as well. Display name settings, you see this all over the place. All this is you choose when your nameplate is shown. You can choose to show it always, only during battle, out of battle, when targeted, or never, which never shows your nameplate. Now display type is how your name is formatted on your nameplate. So you can just use your full name like this. You can use surname abbreviated, forename abbreviated. You can just have your initials if you want. Title display settings is just a toggle to show whether you want to show your title here or hide it. And HP bar is just when your HP bar is shown. You can have it when HP is below 100% and only show it when it's below 100, or you can always show your HP bar if you want to do that, or just never if you just don't like it. Now as for your companion, that's just your chocobo partner, which you can just summon and have fight with you whenever you want. Now the settings for your chocobo partner are pretty similar to your own. You can choose when you want the nameplate for your partner to be displayed. You can also choose when you want the HP bar to be displayed. Also, like with everything else, you can change the color of your chocobo partner's display name to whichever you would like it to be. So yellow, purple, whatever, just like your nameplate, just like every other nameplate. Your pets are basically your Arcanist summons, like your Ifrit, like your Carbuncle. And you can change the display name settings for them as well and choose when that display name is shown. The Others tab is just other players. Starting with party members, you can change all the display name settings for the people you're in a party with. You can choose when their name is displayed. You can choose how it's displayed, abbreviated, initials, full name, display name status, title display status. Do you want to see your party members' titles? HP bar settings is choosing when your party member's HP bar is shown. Companion display name settings. This is for the chocobo companions of your party members, and you can choose when their names are shown. Same thing here with the chocobo HP bars. Pet display settings are the carbuncles and all of that for your party members, and you can choose when those are displayed. Alliance members is just for alliance-based activity like raids, and these are for people who are in other parties from your own when you're doing an alliance raid or something like that, and you can change how their names are displayed. If you choose to always display them, you're going to have a lot of nameplates during an alliance raid. But you can choose when to display them, how to display them, display type, title display settings, when their HP bar is shown, how you see their pet display names, all that good stuff. Next is other PCs, other player characters. These are just other players who are not affiliated with you in any way, and you can alter how their names look. And finally, we have friends. These are players who are on your friends list, and you can change how their names are displayed, you can change how their companions are displayed, and their pets as well. We also have the NPCs tab up here. NPC just means non-player character. This section is where you change all the display names of your NPCs. Starting with untargeted enemies. These are enemies out in the world that have not been engaged by anyone, they're just kind of roaming around, and you can change how their names are displayed and their HP bar. Engaged enemies are mobs that you've attacked and you have started combat with. For these enemies, you could change when their name is displayed, as well as when their HP bar is displayed. Flamed enemies are mobs that another player or party has engaged before you did, so they get full experience for the kill. For these enemies, you can change when their names are displayed and when their HP bars are displayed. Unclaimed enemies may be hard to differentiate between unengaged enemies, but what unclaimed enemies are enemies that have been aggroed and have begun attacking another player or a party, but they haven't been engaged by the player yet, so they're currently unclaimed. NPCs are non-player characters, or just other characters you can interact with, such as shop vendors and things like that. And you can change their display name settings and HP bar settings, just like everything else. Objects are just things you can interact with in the world. It's not an NPC, like mining nodes and things like that. For objects, you can change their display name settings and their HP bar settings. Next we have the minions, which are the little useless pests that follow you around. You can change the way their names are displayed. You can have it show always when targeted, or never. And this affects every minion in the game. For housing furniture, this is where you can get rid of those little arrows that appear above certain interactable furniture. And the housing gardens display name is for those little icons that appear above your plants in your garden. Heading to the PvP tab, or the player versus player tab, here you can change the color of the display names for each team within the frontline game mode. In PvP, you can also see the job title for each player, and in PvP display name settings, you can change whether you want that job name abbreviated or in full. You also have CC display name settings. CC is for the Crystalline Conflict PvP mode. Our final tab in display name settings is our general settings. This is where you can choose whether you want to display a little icon next to characters' names or not. This icon will show what job that they currently are. You can also change the style of this icon. You can also choose whose job icon you can view and where. For instance, in public areas like towns, you can choose to enable or disable your own icon or other players. And in instances like dungeons, you can do the same. You can enable or disable your own or other players. We also have enable display of traveler title and instance duties. The traveler title is given to people who are from a different data center and they just travel to yours, and you can enable or disable whether you want to view this or not when you're in dungeons and instance duties like raids. And finally, the biggest setting right here, you can change how large or how small you want your display name to be. And to wrap up all of our display name settings, we have our party member settings here at the general tab. This will apply a different color to each role within a party, so healers can get their own display name color, tanks can get their own DPS, other. This is a great way to differentiate between the different roles in your party when you're doing a raid or something like that. And you can also change the color of each role if you want. And that is actually it. Make sure you check out the full character configuration playlist if there's still any information you may need. But yeah, more videos like this to come. Bye guys.